right. What is going on, everyone? Trying to adjust my windows. Make sure I can see chat. I have a screen up. I might have to turn that down, actually. You don't want to hear the chimes. It's basically just watching the current market of Bitcoin and how everything is doing. For those of you that might not know this, if you're new to cryptocurrency, is that the entire market is kind of based around how Bitcoin is doing. It's a little bit unfortunate, but since the US market and the economy are now so invested, the people in Wall Street now invest into Bitcoin, the vast volume that flows through Bitcoin influences how the rest of cryptocurrency does. So when there's a lot of fear in the market, meaning Wall Street is selling off a lot of things and there's a lot of fear, then other cryptocurrencies that are considered altcoins also become hindered by quite a bit. So you might be asking yourselves, what is going on? Like, not with my jacket, but what is going on with the overall market? Like, I'm new to cryptocurrency. Should I be investing in, let's say, Bitcoin? I mean, should I just do that? I'm new. I don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, you could, but you're looking at investing with Bitcoin and putting your money locked away for probably about 10 years. And the reason why is because if you want to get a lot of gains, there has to be a lot of money put into Bitcoin for it to reach the type of goals you want to double, triple, quadruple your money. That can happen with Bitcoin in a couple of years, sure. But it can be done with an altcoin really, really quickly, really fast, and surprisingly fast. So our goal is to try to find a coin that can perform extremely well when a market is also going to do bad. Meaning in a bear market, this is a good time for altcoins. Now, there's a lot of good time for altcoins, but during a bear market, it's usually one of those times. So I would say that gold, silver, crypto, these are things that are outside of the US currency range that can really dictate how good your money can work for you, but in a different way. For example, gold and silver are tangible things. You have to hold them and you have to be able to trade them for value. Let's say that you wanted to go on vacation. You can't bring a gold bar with you and trade it and make some money. It's just not what's going to happen. But if you have your phone, you literally can pull up your cryptocurrency and trade it out for whatever currency is in your local region. And you're literally traveling with your money anywhere you go. So that's amazing. Oh, hey, Andrew. Good to see you, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's fun to talk about other subjects, and I get to dress up for fun too. So I thought today I would be bringing you my ideas of what I think people should be looking for when the economy is really bad, when it's down and out. Okay, like right now, fear in the market. Things are kind of steadily holding value when I'm talking about like Bitcoin, but for the most part, it's in a downtrend. A downtrend is when people aren't looking to buy. It's because there's fear in the market and they don't know how low it's going to go. But you can take advantage of this market because prices are down. It is a good time to buy. Perhaps not Bitcoin itself, but like I said, you want to find rare gems. You want to look for something that is, one, legitimate. That is probably the hardest part because there's over 14,000 cryptocurrencies. There's multiple tokens that exist and they pop up every single day. Matter of fact, if you go to CoinGecko and at the top they say recently added, you can watch new tokens being added and minted and created every single day. The unfortunate part is more than 50% of them are fake. They're lies. And how to identify them can be tricky. You have to go into their white paper. You have to read through their tokenomics. You have to see if the creators have a more of a proportion than there are tokens so that they can rug pull out your money. You have to see if the token, if the creators are actually doxed. Do you know who any of these people are? Anyway, those factors come into looking for a new coin. If you're new to crypto, you might not know this. You might not know how to look for the charts, read through the charts. And that's unfortunate. So you rely on people on YouTube to look these things up for you. And you have to rely that you can trust their analysis to determine if it's real as well. Because remember, they might be invested. Matter of fact, they might have been paid by a coin to be a shill. They might just be doing it because they were paid by somebody to say these things. That's nonsense, okay? We want to get away from all of that. You need to find somebody that's going to give you things direct. Like, did they put their money where their mouth is? Did they actually do any of this, or would they just pay to say it? So I'm going to tell you what I've done, what I recommend, and then tell you the risks and rewards of these decisions that I've made. When the economy was going to have this Fed talk coming up, I moved my money out of even things that I trusted because I didn't know if they were going to raise the debt ceiling limit. I didn't know if they were going to print more money. I was fearful, so I tethered up, meaning I moved my money into something completely stable until the 13th. Once I read that they're pushing everything back until March, everything became in the clear and I was safe to invest again. So I'm glad that I did that, but it was kind of unnecessary. Then again, that's the fear of the crypto markets. So when you're looking through these countless different coins, we want to know, like, where can I put my trust? So I concluded myself a very long time ago, actually, and it still holds that Safemoon Inu is, as of today, with the market cap being 15.5 million or somewhere around there, it's still the most ultimate coin to buy. And I think that it's extremely well performing good, even in a time like this when there's people that are still joining the coin. They're being added all the time. More people are buying the coin, though not much. It doesn't matter. There's still, this is called natural growth. It's what you want in a token. You want to find something where members are joining and not leaving during a bad market. They're the natural growers. The ones that come in, they dump a lot of money in, it shoots up. Well, guess what? Then they also leave just as fast. So that's unnatural growth. You don't want to see that in a token. It eventually happens anyway with whales, eventually over time. But that's usually when there's a huge marketing push or something like that happens. You want to find something before that happens. Well, guess what? It happened once with Safemoon Inu, and it's going to do it again. So it's another reason why the coin is, one, it's safe. It can't be rug pulled. The people are part of the team that are still the docs creators of this thing, that are still working behind the scenes because they've invested themselves and they're creating a game. It's called Moonshot Voyage. So I'm also invested into that as well, but we will get to me in a second. First of all, I wanted to talk about why a 15 million market cap is literally incredible to find, especially after the token has been out for a little bit of time and it really hasn't been discovered yet. I mean, of course, it was found when a couple of whales bought and shot it up like ridiculous a while ago. There's no doubt they dumped their money and they capitalized and then they ran. Typical whale, right? But for the most part, after they left, it made it stable enough that, again, it's in a area where it's really good time to actually get our hands on some at a very good price. And I'll tell you why a 15, 16, 17 million market cap is so good. Think about Bitcoin, right? It's about $47 million. Let's say 50, just to make the math simple for you. When it doubles in value, it has to reach a number that it's never reached before. It has to go to $100 million. Okay, that's possible, sure, of course, but it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of volume and a lot of money to do that. That's very hard to reach, right? So how hard is it for a coin to reach double 16, right? 32,000. Well, that's easy. That's extremely easy. So imagine you have your money and you walk into a Russian roulette wheel in the casino and you spin it and you're 50-50, right? It might land on red, might land on black. You can, if you double your money, you leave and you're excited. That's a 50-50. That's a gambling chance that you took to double your money. And doubling, you leave extremely happy. Okay, well, doubling your money is a great thing. There's no doubt about that. So does Safemoon Inu have the potential to double from where it's at right now? Well, yeah, clearly it can, and very, very easily. So that's what we're looking for in a token, a low market cap that has the potential to double very easily. And 30 million is extremely low, especially when Safemoon Inu, if you think about it, if you look at other tokens that are very similar to what it does and what it brings, it has a play to earn game coming out. They have a moderate 500 million market cap. If you do the math from where that's at right now, let's say 16 million, that's a 32x That's like walking into the casino and not only doubling your money, but multiplying that times 32 when you spin that wheel. That's pretty good. Now, the thing about Safemoon Inu is it's not a Russian roulette 50-50 wheel, people. We're talking it's moving in a direction that's only going to be beneficial over the long term. Now, short term, it might not. And I'll tell you why. The downtrend right now is fear. So the coin, yeah, it might go a little bit lower, but we're talking so trivial that it might get down to like 15 million, 14 million. We're, nothing. It's not even going to make a difference in your portfolio. So you don't really want to miss out on the opportunity. So much so that I myself just the other day went in and I bought I put in $20,000. So where's my camera? I don't even know. So yeah, there's mine. I bought $20,000 worth. So yeah, I know that this price is extremely good. Matter of fact, I also got the Moonshot Voyage token. So the founder token. Because the game is going to come out, and what other way to make money than playing a video game? Play to win. I mean, it's so easy, so simple. Now, the reason that I really like play to earn games is not for me necessarily. It's for the people that live in countries where the economy is trash. It's so bad that you can literally open up an app on your phone and start playing a game and make more money than if you had a job. That's what they're really about to me. That's what makes them so amazing. But for people like during COVID right now, I mean, you talk about the huge potential. Gaming is where it's at because the most amount of people are gaming right now, and they're not making anything from it. They're just playing for fun. Well, guess what? COVID isn't going to keep us indoors forever. But with all these new variants, we don't know how long this is going to last, where people are going to be stuck inside and they've lost their jobs. How can they make money? Well, you can invest, but if you don't have the money to invest, you might as well earn money in something that's going to increase. So think about it. Right now, Safemoon Inu isn't worth much. It's extremely cheap and you can get a lot. But if you can't buy any and you're earning it through playing a game, imagine that. You are playing, they've combined with Engine, and they now are making a game where it's a first person shooter. It's the first game of many to come out. You are able to play this game and win NFTs and earn money through Engine, which you can either keep there or transfer and move over to Safemoon Inu and literally watch your money go up, saving it over time. Now, a lot of people don't like to buy in this market where things are going down because, again, they're waiting for the absolute bottom. But we don't know when or where that'll be. So usually when there's blood in the streets, so to speak, I like to buy then. It's when nobody else is buying. It's when they're selling. It's the perfect time to buy. Fear is good for buying. It's when everything is moving up. Those are the people chasing. You don't know if that's when or how high it's going to go. I don't recommend people chasing. Buying dips are very good, but we're not in a market right now where there's a lot of big dips going on. It's either greed or fear, right? And right now it's fear. So the crypto guy, SMI is a gem with long-term potential. Don't forget about Moonshot Voyage. Its entire SMI play metaverse. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here today. I'm trying to tell people about the really kind of the tokenomics, like what makes it unique, what makes it interesting. Of course, you can invest in multiple different currencies. People love a diverse portfolio because they call it not all your eggs in one basket. Now that's fine, but those people can watch the charts every single day. They might not have a job. That means that they're probably a broker of some sort, or they do this for a living. They can watch the charts all day long, morning, afternoon, night. They're traders, right? That's what they do. And cryptocurrency is a little bit different than other things on Wall Street because they can manipulate markets. For example, something called a short squeeze can happen in a regular market on cryptocurrency, but it's illegal in Wall Street. And what that is, that means placing a bid at, let's say, Bitcoin at $55,000, and they put 600 Bitcoins that they want to purchase. Well, it gives that false sense that it's worth a lot and it's going to get there and explode higher. That's called squeezing because they never intended to do that. So when the price gets near there, they remove that bid and they trick everybody and then the price drops. So you can play, there's a lot of trickery going on. So it's why I don't really mess with Bitcoin. I mess with things where I know if it goes lower, it's not going to take my money down with it. It's actually going to go maybe a little bit lower. You'll see a couple $100 leave here and there. And it's trivial over the long term because we're talking about the market cap is already so low. How much lower can it go? You would have to lose like everybody before you. And that's not going to happen because everybody before you believes in the project. They're not going to leave. They've held through these bad times. So that's another reason why I like it. We have a natural group of people that have slowly been putting their money in because they know the potential of the token. There's no seed investors. And this is key, people. Listen, when a new token comes out, usually, if you look, the people that created the coin wanted money to push the token. So what they've done is they created a potential for early investors to make them money and make the investors money. So before it ever comes on the market, they offer it at an extremely cheap price. Let's say 0.001 cent. And they offer them as many as they want to buy. So they buy 10 million tokens, right? That's really good deal. Then when the token goes to public, it's now 1 cent. Well, if they just 50 to 100x their money instantly, that's why when you see a lot of charts and a token comes out, it instantly dips. That's because they've sold instantly and they've now kind of tanked the token. You don't get that with Safemoon Inu. There were no pre-seed investors. There was nobody that's going to one day wait for you to put your money in. It's going to move the market cap up, and then these early investors that got in at this dirt cheap price that was hidden before the public ever could are now going to sell and capitalize on all the money that you put in. That was never the case. So that alone makes Safemoon Inu something very different than the vast majority of altcoins that exist on the market. So you can trust when you see those wallets that existed, they existed from the beginning and they've purchased ever since the release date, not before. So that's really good. And that's something that you want to know as an investor. You don't have to read through the white papers to find it. It's not hidden. It's not a trick. It's no secret. There's no rug pull going on. There's no slow rug pull going on either. And that's another thing that you want to look for if you know how to do it. And that's when the creators of the token are the people that actually have most of their money in it are actually distributing it in other wallets. They're hiding it so that you see the token price only going down over time. They're doing a slow rug pull. See, there's so many tricks out there that you really just got to be careful with tokens and things that come out on the market. And you just can't trust a lot. Remember, 50% of tokens that exist right now won't next year. They won't even survive a bear market. Now, Safemoon Inu has come out, and we're in a bad market. Not only is it surviving, we have members increasing slowly over time. That's exactly what you want to see, and that's what makes it another reason why it's safe. So it matches all the criteria of things that you want to find and look for in a place where you would put your money for long-term success. And that's exactly what I've done. And it's exactly what I've told my friends to do. They've invested, they've listened to what I've had to say. So they put their faith and trust into not only me, but the token itself. So I recommend you do your own study and research and check out the token as well. And you can find the tokenomics and you can find the website and everything linked below in the description box. And you can go and test it yourself. And I recommend you do it because remember, in the first quarter of next year, sometime in January, that game is going to be released and going to be coming out. Now, we should be full on in altcoin season at that time. That's when coins like Ethereum and Safemoon Inu and coins like ours are really going to do good because altcoins do exceedingly well in bear markets because Bitcoin's pretty much stabilized and it's not moving up, right? It's not bullish. So that's when alt season really takes off. And that would be coming up soon. Remember, the market right now is in fear, so mostly a downtrend. But how long do these downtrends last? Well, not usually very long. The uphill trend lasts much longer than the downtrend. And most people in the fear mode aren't putting their money anywhere. So if that's you and you're like, I just don't want to invest, okay, well, just keep your eye on it and write it to the bottom then if that's how you want to play this. If you want to be safe, okay, that's good. I just didn't want to risk a whale finding this next week and missed the opportunity because I got a little extra greedy at trying to buy it at, let's say, a 14 million market cap. I already saw that potential. Matter of fact, that happened last week. I saw it around 14. I was like, ooh, I should probably do this. I was like, oh, we'll see where this goes. Well, guess what? It didn't keep going down. It's only been going up since then. Opportunity missed. Oh, well, that's what happens. You miss opportunities all the time in crypto. So I'm here so you don't miss this opportunity. I mean, even if it goes to 60 million market cap, it's still not a missed opportunity because 60 million is an extremely low market cap. It's going to do so good. So again, I put my money where my mouth is on this one. I've loved this token ever since I first found it. Obviously, since you've seen my channel here, you know that I've liked this token. I saw it a long time ago when it first came out, and I was like, wow, this thing. I mean, everything about it is just awesome. Even if they did nothing with it. But the fact that it's no longer a meme coin and that's just an added benefit to the token just makes it that much better because you get both factors, right? You get the meme and utility out of it. You get the potential multiple games. Who knows what they're going to release, right? We have first person shooter. People love those. They're probably going to come out with a RPG. People love role playing games. Even if they only made those two, you would cover the vast majority of the entire gaming market with just two. Massively multiplayer online role playing. People love that. They eat that stuff up, right? And then you get the addiction factor, and then you get the first person shooter gamers. So that would be the ultimate. And I could see that being the potential down the line. And again, imagine you're gaming and you're collecting money and you're building money from this gaming as your token is also going up in value. So you have more incentive to want to hold. And other things that make this token valuable is every time there's a purchase or a sell, you're getting a redistribution of whatever they purchased or sold, 2% reflection. So it goes into your wallet. So your money, your Safemoon Inu that you purchased is now going up and you gain Safemoon Inu over time between that. So unlike, let's say you bought Ethereum. Well, guess what? They're not giving you free Ethereum. It's just you bought what you bought, and its fluctuating price is what happens. That's all that happens. So another unique factor and another beneficial thing about the token is the fact that you are gaining them over time. And it's regardless because there's purchases and sells every single day, regardless. So imagine right now, how many holders are there? We're coming up on 15,000. That's it. So imagine if somebody comes in tomorrow and spends $100,000, you get 2% of that. That's insane, right? And then over time, this is the benefit of being early, by the way, is we're a low population group of people. That as whales find this, we get more money because there isn't as much distributed between a small group of people. But when we become like Bonfire, which was fake, by the way, it got rug pulled. It was like us. It was very similar on its redistribution, but it was higher. And like Safemoon and like FEG. They are these companies that figured out through the tokenomics, we can set this up so that there is a redistribution of funds so that people can earn some of these passively. So they deal with so many transactions during the day, but they also have hundreds of thousands of people. So it ends up working out to be like pretty equal. So when we get to like 100,000 members of people that hold the token, and then there's 100,000 purchases a day, well, that distribution between the 100,000 people kind of works out to be about equal to be what it would somewhat today, unless of course a whale comes in tomorrow. Then all of the early investors right now would make the most money because there's only 15,000 of us. So if a couple whales come in, we benefit the most. But the larger the number comes into Safemoon Inu over time, that distribution divides equally between all of us. So it would take massive funds of money to see the same amount of value that as early people in it now would get in. That's why I think early is better. So this video is just a short thing, specifically talking kind of about the cryptocurrency market in general, kind of the weird downtrend that we're in. As you can see, Bitcoin, woo, kind of sink it down. That's the fear, right? Where we've kind of done, if you think about it in the form of a chart, we've done the shoulder, the head, and now the second shoulder is forming. So usually at the end of the second shoulder, based on the trend of what's going on in the market, could go down even more. And that is how it's looking right now. It's not looking awesome. So we expect more down. That would be short-term predictions from me. So again, I am talking about why crypto is still important, why it's still valid, why it's so good to have part of your money in it and not just in the stock market or not just in gold and silver, and why these are good buying opportunities when it's so bad. Because when this ends, the people that didn't buy and that sold because it was getting scary and bad and they sold and lost money, they'll regret this because everything turns around. It always does. And when it turns around, it always goes to a higher high. And we never find the next lower low. You'll notice that when Bitcoin dumps, it never goes back down to the pre um, area where it was on the last big dip. So if we can constantly see that the money's always going up in value over time, that's a great sign. So good, trade smart, trade safe, be good, research everything. And if you find a token and you're not sure about it, research it. Just type it into YouTube first and type in scam and see if anybody's talking about it. See what they say about it. If you don't have the time for that, leave a comment and I will do the research for you and let you know what I think either the next time I go live or just I'll type it up in the comment section. Be like, careful with that. I don't have any, benefit from it anyway. So I'm just going to tell you whatever I find out. And are there other tokens that are good? Yeah, there's a lot of cool things right now um, that have great potential. Almost everything is down, right? So yeah, the buying time for anything would be now in the next few weeks or few months, depending on how long this lasts. But you got to be safe and you got to do it where you think like if I put $1,000 in and it keeps going down, how much would I lose from that? If you put it into Bitcoin, the losses could be quite great. So therefore, I'm going to put it in something where I think that the losses will be very minimal. And for me, that's just Safemoon Inu. That's an obvious one. Their tokenomics are just too good, and the future potential is just too good as well. As a matter of fact, if they sold and went down even more, let's say they get down to 9 million market cap, one of the whales that early on. By the way, there's only 50 people that hold more than 2 billion Safemoon Inu. By the way, only 50 people. By the way, my purchase got me over 1 billion the other day. So that's not a lot of people. So if a couple of them decide to sell and get lower, I'm buying more. All right. All right. Okay, everybody. I will talk to you next time. That man.